Does positive thinking really work? And my answer would be, heck, yes, it does. Why is that? Well, what a man or woman thinks in the heart, he or she becomes that thing. The way we see ourselves, the way we think about ourselves, that's how we behave. That's how we interact on a day-to-day basis. That's who we become. So if I'm seeing myself in a negative light all the time, my behavior is going to be negative because my thoughts are negative and what's going on inside of my heart is negative. So the way we think about ourselves, the way we see ourselves, we will become that person. So think about it. Whenever we affirm things or you hear things like positive affirmations, it's a way of speaking what the heart feels into the atmosphere with hopes of them coming to fruition. So in other words, it's saying what we hope to come into the present. So we have these thoughts. I hope that tomorrow is a great day, or I will be successful. I will reach this goal. That's what a positive affirmation is. It's simply speaking something into the atmosphere and believing and hoping that it comes true. So we tell the heart, the mind, and God's universe that we're open to receiving all the good things that we know we deserve. However, when we think negative, we're telling the mind, the heart, and God's universe that we're not open to the great things that we know we deserve. It goes back to what the heart thinks, it will become. If I'm thinking negative about myself, I will become a negative person, and vice versa. Positive thinking has emotional and mental health benefits, but it also has physical benefits as well. So when I say physical benefits, I'm talking about things like less stress. When we think positive, we're not stressing over negative things that we think are going to happen. When we think positive, we're seeing the glass half full rather than half empty. We're thinking more on the lines of, it didn't happen the way I thought it would happen, but at least it happened. So we're practicing gratitude in a sense. You may not have the best car or your dream car, but you're looking at what you have and you're seeing that glass half full rather than half empty because at least you have a car. You have means of transportation. You have a way to get you somewhere and to get you over there and over here, back and forth. Because if you did not have a means of transportation, that would really be an empty glass, right? So when it comes to other physical benefits, improved wellness, improved clarity and resilience, positive thinking is a means of hope. It pushes us to hope and believe that greater is something that we can achieve and something that we deserve. When we're optimistic rather than pessimistic, our overall health is better. We not only see it, but we feel it. Other people can see it and feel it too. However, there is a downside to thinking positive all the time. It's something called balance. It's just a natural part of life. We have to balance everything in life. So there's going to be optimism and there's going to be pessimism. The two must balance because oftentimes when a person is optimistic all the time, there's never a thought of, why did this happen? Man, that should not have happened to me. While it's great to think optimistic all the time, an integral approach to thinking optimistic is critical. Constant positivity isn't realistic and can misconstrue our reality. It's just the nature of who we are. It's the nature of whom God created us to be. There's a balance. Life is about choice. Life is about balance. We're not one way all the time. That would mean there's a straight line constantly. And we know that that's not the case because if you are a Christian like myself, then you know that we are told that this world is a hard place and we're going to face ups and downs. We were never told that life would be a straight line. Life is a balance of the ups and the downs and the in-betweens. In other words, negative experiences and thoughts are human nature. They help to shape and mold us. They strengthen us. And like everything in life requires balance. Now, I'm not saying that thinking negative is a good thing. That's not what I'm saying. Let me make that clear. I'm saying that we're going to have those thoughts and not to beat yourself up for having those thoughts. They are a natural part of this human shell that we are in. They're natural. Too much positivity or optimism can easily encourage us to take on more than we can handle. That's a real truth. And when we don't complete those tasks or those things that we have taken on, it causes more stress because we have this great sense of, oh my gosh, I can do this and I can do that. I can do all things, which that's true. But we still must balance out those things, one thing at a time. Once we complete that, we move on to the next thing. That's why I said approaching positive thinking, we have to do so critically. So keep that in mind. Being overly positive, shall I say, not too, but overly positive can cause more stress if we're not careful. There definitely is power in positive thinking. There's no doubt about that. And the more we see the glass half full rather than half empty, the further we're to reaching our goals, tasting success, and living healthier lives. That's just the way it works. It's better to be an optimist than it is to be a pessimist. It's just the nature of human life. What can we do to help increase our positive thinking? Well, we can smile a little more. We know that smiling increases our endorphins, our happiness meter. It helps that raise. I'm not a doctor, but I do know that smiling makes us feel better. Think about it. When you go out and you smile at people and they look back at you and they smile back, it does something to the brain. It does something to the heart. And we start to feel better when that happens. So there's something great about smiling, and it definitely increases positivity. Next, we can realize that change is a good thing and accept it. So rather than fighting against change, we can embrace it and make the best of it. We can see mistakes as learning lessons. We're not perfect. Mistakes are something that we all make. However, rather than letting them defeat us, we can look at those mistakes as learning lessons and not make those mistakes again. We can practice the glass half full method. I gave you a great example of that when I spoke about the car. At least you have a car. It would be worse if you didn't have any means of transportation, but you have a car. And lastly, my favorite thing of all is we can hold on to hope. Hope is and will always be the gateway to healing, the gateway to faith, the gateway to positive thinking. It is and it will always be, because without hope, there's no room for positivity. Because if you don't have hope, how can positivity enter in? Because positivity and hope complement one another. So it takes hope, because with hope, that tells me you have faith. And if you have faith, you're believing that something great is bound to happen. You're believing in the great things of the earth, in the unknown great things of the earth. So those two complement one another. So those are some things that you can do, that I can do, your next door neighbor can do, your friend down the street, your Facebook friend can do, anybody can do to increase our positive thinking. So once again, does the power of positive thinking really work? I would say, heck yes, it does. And I want to encourage you to practice it. I know that it's hard with everything that goes on in the world, in our day-to-day lives, but positive thinking is power. If you can practice it, you will see a whole world of new opportunities open for you. So positive thinking really does work. I'm author Katie Gates, and if you have not joined the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. It helps pushes the content out there. It tells YouTube that you want to see more content like this. You want to see more of me, and hit the notification bell as well. Share the video. I love you all so much. And yes, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. There's no doubt about that. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Until next time, bye.